everybody, Charles Ward, Sports Information Director for Fort Valley State University, welcoming you to the 2010 Fort Valley University football season. Tonight, the road to Florence, Alabama, the championship of Division II, starts here in Fairfield, Alabama, as the Wildcats are visiting the Bears of Miles College to get the 2010 season started. If Fort Valley is to make it to Florence, they'll have to get through Fairfield tonight against the Bears. As the Wildcats start their journey for the 2010 Division II championship in football, they begin it tonight against the Bears of Miles College, and the personnel that would help the Wildcats get over to Florence for the championship ball game, offensively centered around a couple of people. We'll start with the quarterback, Nicholas Stevens, a sophomore from Los Angeles, California, not expected to start the season, but through the loss of a couple of key players at that position who did not qualify for play, Stevens has that assignment, and it'll be a big challenge for the sophomore to see if he can't shoulder the load for that very wide open Wildcats offense. For Stevens, fortunately, he will have a big target in Ricardo Lockett, who returns to the Wildcats program this year. And Lockett expected to be a big pivotal part of that Wildcats offense. Running the football for the Wildcats, it will be Brandon Anderson. Anderson, with over 600 yards last year to his credit, is expected to be the workhorse for the Wildcats running the football. Now, defensively for the Wildcats, probably their strongest suit in 2010. They return a bevy of players from that team of a year ago that plays very well in conference standings defensively overall. Deontay Dinkins at the cornerback position, and DeJuan Williams, the freshman standout who had 3 interceptions in the final ball game of the season last year, will anchor a strong secondary for the Wildcats. And up front, it'll be the ever-present Jason Thompson and Arada Williams handling things in the trenches. As we get set for the 2010 Wildcats football season, getting set to meet the Bears of Miles College tonight, we're joined now by the athletics director of Fort Valley State University, Dr. Percy Caldwell. Doc, first of all, congratulations and welcome to the Valley.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're coming in late, hitting ground running, so you're always a little apprehensive for that first game, but I think the coaches have done a great job preparing in spite of a lot of adversities to begin. I'm excited to see the coaches on the field for the first time.
I know this is kind of a mixed feeling night for you here at Miles College. You came to us from Miles. Let's get your thoughts about the transition from Bearland to Wildcat Land.
Well, coming back, they had a whole crew of about 6 people prior to me arriving, and they talked more junk about what the score is going to be, how they're going to treat me. Matter of fact, they told me that don't go to the concession stand. I won't be able to get any food, free or paid. So,
can't pay either.
Oh yeah, so we just got to win this game and go back, and then I can talk stuff back.
We're on the way in the 2010 season. Your thoughts, not necessarily from afar, but as athletics director, about where this team can go this year.
Well, I got a chance to get out on the field and watch a few days, but, there was so much to do in preparation for that. You didn't get on the field as much as I wanted to. But just watching the coaching staff work, I think they're very organized, good coaches. We've got some very good talent. So I think that where we were ranked number 3 could be second or first. I think the first couple of games are going to tell a story for us. We can keep people healthy. I think we'll do very well in the conference.
And the first leg of the journey to the championship for the Wildcats of Fort Valley State University is in the books tonight. They win it 24-3 over the Bears of Miles College on the road in Fairfield, Alabama. For the Wildcats in that first half of action, it was a pretty impressive offensive show for Fort Valley, getting the first score of the ball game after a 13-yard run by Brandon Anderson. Justin Rosenbaum's point after made it 7-0, and Fort Valley was on its way. Later in that first half, it was a touchdown run on special teams coming from the speedy and all-conference return specialist, Anton Harris. He scampered 46 yards for the Fort Valley touchdown, and Fort Valley with the point after led it 14-0. That score would stand until the second half of action. No scores by either team in the third. And when we got into the fourth, it was Fort Valley extending their lead to 17-0 as Rosenbaum connected on a 30-yard field goal, and Fort Valley led it then 17-0. It was the Bears coming back, though, with a field goal by their specialist, and it made it 17-3 after the 30-yard field goal by Miles, and Fort Valley quickly providing an answer to that field goal, this time on the ground. It's a 47-yard touchdown run by Denzel Wesley from the running back position. So Fort Valley with the win, 24-3. They go to 1-0 on the season, and the journey continues next weekend from the Wildcat Stadium as they host the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College, first home game of the campaign. For the Wildcats tonight, in terms of offense, pretty impressive job for Fort Valley, 215 yards of total offense, most of that coming through the ground attack, 131 yards on the ground, and Fort Valley with 84 yards in the air, and those 84 yards coming from that quarterback duo of Nicholas Stevens and Sean Frizzell. Defensively for the Wildcats of Fort Valley, another impressive job up front. Fort Valley holding the Bears of Miles College to -1 yards on the ground and 141 yards in the air. So all total, that Wildcat defense picking up right where it left off last season. For Fort Valley, it was Stevens at 8 of 20 in the air and Frizzell 4 of 10 for that duo. Can't emphasize that enough because that tandem is going to be expected to carry that load for the Wildcats throughout this season. Fort Valley back in action next Saturday night, this time from the confines of Wildcat Stadium on the Fort Valley campus as they host the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. Kickoff coming your way at 6 p.m. from Wildcat Stadium. Also Military Appreciation Day at Fort Valley. Hope to see you there. Wildcats winners tonight, 24-3.